A very good afternoon to you. This is Flow News at noon on Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia, the flow of God's own state. My name is Temple Barrah. Here are the headlines. NLC urges federal government not to release 649 billion naira Barrah Club refund to outgoing governors. Presidential committee warns Ondo State governor against promoting cannabis. Anglican Church sacks 4 more priests over homosexuality in Abia State. And on the foreign scene, Kenya's ex-president ordered to pay for land grab. The details will come to you shortly. Glad to know you're tuned in to Flow 94.9 FM, Flow News at noon. Here are the details of the news. Nigerian Labour Congress and some civil society organizations have advised the federal government to delay the disbursement of the 649 billion naira Barrah Club refund to states until after the inauguration of the incoming governors on May 29th. The advice followed the disclosure by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, that the federal government was set to disburse the outstanding sum to states. President of the NLC, Ayuba Waba, said the reasons border on accountability and the manner the previous refunds were used by some governors. People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has told the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal in Abuja that Aliyu Hadia Abubakar, the son of the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Zainab Bukachua, campaigned for President Muhammadu Buhari ahead of the February 23rd presidential poll. They alleged that Abubakar was not only a card-carrying member of the All Progressive Congress, but also contested the party's governorship primary elections in Gombe State. They informed the tribunal that they had attached the Facebook printout of the wall of the said biological son of Bukachua, showing his campaign post, photographs and posters canvassing votes for himself as a governorship aspirant and Buhari's re-election bid to their motion as an exhibit. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is considering the pleas from Bayelsa State government to postpone the Kogi and Bayelsa State governorship elections. Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman Rotimi Oyekami revealed that the initial date for the election, November 4th, coincided with the state's annual Thanksgiving Day, which is backed by the Bayelsa State Thanksgiving Day Law 2012.
We did not inform Kogi about the date, but of course, with the fixing of the date, they will know and they will be communicated to. I don't think there should be any problem because the reasons given by Bayelsa are cogent reasons. They are not frivolous, and this is what we have been able to verify.
Recall on the 9th of April, the Commission released a timetable and the schedule of activities for the Bayelsa and Kogi governorship elections to hold on November the 2nd. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has reiterated the determination of the Nigerian police force to implement community policing in the country. Adamu made this known at a meeting with civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, human rights groups, and other critical stakeholders in Abuja. The police chief said that no police anywhere in the world could survive or perform its core mandate effectively without the support and cooperation of the people.
My administration is poised to operate an all-inclusive policing system with our doors widely open to constructive criticisms that will no doubt help us as an institution to deliver our mandate of effective and efficient policing of our society based on rule of law and in line with international best practice.
The Comptroller General, Nigerian Customs Service, Ahmed Ali, wants the Nigerians to stop eating foreign rice, noting that they are poisonous. Speaking at a news conference organized by the Ministry of Finance, The custom boss said that the federal government is yet to issue license for importation of rice and that any rice seen on the streets that was not produced in Nigeria is smuggled. He said that imported rice is poisonous because before coming into the country, it must have spent a minimum of 5 years in the silos.
There's no smuggler that is too big to be arrested. We have in custody today about 3 big smugglers. We are in the court with about 2. That is not for press. When we get conviction, we'll let you know. But for now, we are doing everything. So let me assure you that there's no single entity that is above the law.
Any plan or advocacy to legalize the growing of cannabis in Nigeria for whatever purpose may be counterproductive, as the Presidential Advisory Committee for the Elimination of Drug Abuse has resolved to rid the society of such illegal substance. The chairman of the committee and former military administrator for Lagos State, Mohammed Barrah, has said that such a move was wrong and disturbing. Barrah, who dismissed this move, said no economic gain will be worth the life of any Nigerian daily damaged on the streets as a result of the effects of cannabis. The warning came 4 days after Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State advised the federal government to encourage the cultivation of medicinal cannabis, also known as Indian hemp, in the country. Times, I would say. Moving on now, an Abuja-based medical doctor, Daniel Etikopa, who was detained after trying to revive a suicide victim, Michael Arowase, has described his exoneration as providential. Michael, who was a gospel artist with the Redeemed Christian Church of God, had reportedly hanged himself on Tuesday at Sunnyvale Estate, Lokogoma District in Abuja. Daniel, a National Youth Service Corps member who graduated from Ternopil State Medical School, Ukraine in 2016 and completed his house job at the National Hospital Abuja, said he was saved by a review of closed-circuit camera recording in the house after spending some days in police detention. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says it is worried over the frightening dimension which cybercrime has assumed in the country, especially in the southeast. The Southeast Zonal Head of the Commission, Usman Imam, expressed the worry in Enugu while briefing newsmen on the activities of EFCC in the first quarter of 2019. The Zonal Head said that the Commission had within the period under review seized some exotic cars from the suspected Yahoo boys being investigated. He wondered how a student would own a car worth about 10 million naira, adding that the Commission had been drowned with such matters. The Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndibo, is warning traditional rulers council and president generals of town unions in the southeast geopolitical zones against releasing any part of their community's land for cattle colonies and settlement. The warning followed cases of killings orchestrated by the dreaded Boko Haram sect and herdsmen in some parts of the country, especially the banditry in the northeast. Abia State President of Ohaneze, Elder Roland Ajuziogu, who spoke to newsmen in Abia State, berated the President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government for alleged failure to curtail the nefarious activities of the terror organization. The Diocese of Ishialangwa Anglican Church of Nigeria has sacked about 4 clergymen over homosexuality within the church in Abia State. A letter signed by the Bishop of Ishialangwa Anglican Church of Nigeria, Right Reverend Temple A. Nwogu, said the sacked clergymen were found guilty after a proper investigation and recommendations were given by the committee. This is coming few weeks after the church sacked 2 of its priests involved in homosexual activities at Arochukwu/Ohafia Diocese of the church. Times, you would say. Flow News at noon continues shortly with foreign, sports, and entertainment news. Do stay tuned. Glad to know you're still tuned in to Flow 94.9 FM, Flow News at noon. On the foreign scene, a court in Kenya has ordered former President Daniel Arap Moi to pay $10.5 million in compensation to a widow for illegally seizing her land. Moi transferred to himself 53 acres of the land belonging to widow Suzanne Cheberet Shalugui, the judge ruled. The land was illegally grabbed 36 years ago, but only transferred to Mr. Moi's name in 2007. In sports, Emmanuel Amuneke's Tanzania Taifa will camp in Cairo, Egypt, ahead of the 2019 African Cup of Nations. The Taifa Stars will be making their first appearance in 39 years of the 2019 AFCON Finals in Egypt. The last appearance was in 1980, which incidentally was hosted by Nigeria, Amuneke's country of birth. Up next is entertainment news with Chidimdu Chambers.